And we're live. We're live. Welcome to Decentralized Podcast. I'm Pedro.
And I'm Miguel. And you just join us for our mission to decentralize the world wisely.
Wisely, it's very important because there's a lot of unwise things going on in the decentralized decentralized world, right?
Well, and blockchain in general. But it's still all very new. Lots of opportunities and lots of opportunities for hacking people. And
Yeah.
so we need
So,
to take care and be careful about what we do here.
yeah.
Yeah, so let's
So
move
grab
on.
your drink. Mine is here. It's coffee inside a camera lens. And sit back and relax as we are going to get nerdy. And uh, as we go along the live stream, you can always click the like button to show that you are still awake. We hope that you have nice dreams if you fall asleep with us, but if not, just tell us you are still awake. And yeah, this goes to for our main topic of today, which is we are going to start hacking. So we just came from the Hackathon kickoff session. It just stopped before the stream, and I'm really pumped. I want to uh, win some prize on this hackathon again, if I can. The hackathon is ETHOnline. It's like an open hackathon, and we can do whatever we want, and that's very cool, but also very hard because there are a lot of great people in this hackathon. It's one of the biggest ever. So yeah, it's very difficult to um, to be able to win a prize. But anyway, we at Decentralize, we just love the process. So, and we also usually participate in hackathons doing what we think makes sense for the industry and for our own projects as well. So we always open source everything that we do on hackathons and so on. So you can check on our website, decentralized.com. There are a lot of participations there, and the projects are still on GitHub and so on. So we always do um, everything that we think makes sense. It's not just for a prize, but sometimes we get to win some, so it's not bad. Uh, so maybe we can go through the hackathon's websites to understand what's supposed to do. So
Yeah, let's go through it.
yeah, so the hackathon starts as you can see today and goes until 27th, but it will be all the submissions are due on 22nd. So it's a little bit more than 2 weeks for us to make something. And uh, of course, we can do anything we want in this hackathon, but there are some partners that we should uh, use so that we can be qualified to get some prizes, right?
Yeah, we should choose a good project and speak to the partners and to whoever we need to make happy, so that we can apply to some of the prices that
Yeah,
they have there.
usually I think uh, like what's the main idea, and then try to figure out which of the partners makes sense for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, because in the beginning, when we started doing some hackathons and so on, we would go for everything, and it didn't work out. So what makes sense is to for us to do it the other way around. So create a good idea, a thing that we believe on and we think that makes sense, and from there see what fits. And when we changed that to our approach for hackathons, we started to win some prizes because we focus on something and not something generic that doesn't.
Yeah, well, I think a good strategy is what you were saying. Like
Yeah, yeah,
we have a good idea, then see which partners would benefit from this idea, and ask them for guidance and what would they like to see in this project, so that we can orientate our
yeah,
ideas
and learn
and
learn from
the
them as
project.
well. Yeah,
Yeah, that this is the main thing. The hackathons are learning processes for sure.
yeah,
But we need to know and go against the needs of the partners.
yeah. So, or their values, or what things they value most, and stuff like that. Yeah. So, these are the main partners. There are a lot of um, great companies here, and great projects, and great protocols. So, the schedule doesn't mean much, but this page is huge. So, Scroll Protocol, which is a new ZK rollup, um, with a huge price of $20,000. That's really nice. Um, they have a few prices here, so just deploying on them might uh, win a part of $4,000. And then we have best of prices like 3 times 2,000 and 10 times 1,000. So uh, this is a good candidate for us to deploy on, because maybe we can win some of these, because we have to deploy somewhere, and it doesn't make much sense to deploy on Ethereum because we will pay a lot, at least for the hackathon. Of course, afterwards it makes all the sense, right? But for the hackathon, it would be a very big expense, and we will probably have to deploy on another L2, since this is one of the only L2s around. We have Polygon as well. Um, Safe is not the it's the wallet, the smart wallet, not the Gnosis chain. So um, so that makes Scroll a very interesting idea for deploying.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Uh, as long as we can do both, we
Yeah,
can deploy on
Polygon is.
Scroll and deploy on Polygon,
Yeah,
and if that makes sense. So Spark, what is Spark? I think it's something related to DeFi. right? Yeah, it's SDI uh, uh, stuff. So it's DeFi stuff. So it doesn't really fit our main idea.
Mhm.
Um, Mask network. From this, I think maybe we can find out with the hackathon that if this fits or not, because I'm not sure. We either are competitors for them, or we can make synergies. I am all about synergies and collaboration and finding places where we can help each other. I don't favor competition. I like competition with myself, not with others. So, um, but maybe this is a good place for us um, to start uh, uh, speaking about our idea. What do you think?
Mhm. Well, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, indeed.
So let me just remove the screen for a bit. Okay. Uh, yeah. So mainly our idea, our sketch of an idea. It's best to describe it like that. Um, is something like an identity or username for all Web3 based social medias, uh, using a different uh, scheme of registering usernames, different than what we get with ENS or unstoppable domains, which are more or less domain centric, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I really don't like the approach of domains for usernames. It doesn't fit the bill.
What would be your idea for the format, or for, well, yeah, for the format of this ID?
Just a name, just a nickname.
Hmm.
Uh, why should we have like .eth or .crypto or
Well,
whatever? Uh,
yeah. Well, I think if the nickname supports the dot, it's fine. But then you are creating the how can I say this? You are creating the need for having that. So, for
yeah,
instance, if I have a nickname called mtm.com, right? You are creating the need for a .com domain.
no, we can do the same approach that Google. It doesn't have to be on the protocol. It can be done on the user interface. Uh, for instance, on Gmail, my username is PR Colaco,
Mhm.
and I can do p.r.colaco. I can do
Not, yeah, not the point.
p.r
Yeah,
colaco. I can
it's not.
do
I wasn't saying that. What I'm
whatever.
saying is just we are decentralized. So if I get,
Are we really?
yeah,
Okay.
so if we get the name a domain, not a domain, an ID, something dot decentralized, we can have like mtm dot decentralized, prc dot decentralized, but then somebody can go and create their own decentralized
Hmm.
ID, which will mask it as a decentralized ID. So it gets a bit confusing for somebody having dot decentralized in their ID and pretending to be somebody from decentralized.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just think that it's best to have names. And if someone wants to call him ABC uh, decentralized, they can. But that doesn't make them belonging to something if you feel like that name is just a name, just a nickname, just a username. If I go on Facebook and register myself like PRC Facebook, no one thinks that I am from Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. And you are
Yeah.
right, because if we use the dots, it might create
Yeah.
that confusion.
Yes.
So the best idea is to not use, I
Hmm.
think.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree. I agree that we should make it simple. The domain idea is cool, but I think for decentralized apps like social media apps, it's just an overkill, and I don't really like uh, things like barriers of entry
Hmm.
to applications. I am totally in favor of decentralization, permissionless um, stuff, and I really think that the barriers of entry that we have right now for joining communities are not a very good idea. Although I understand the need, because most of the things that we have are on chain, and for instance, Lens protocol. The idea is very cool academically. Uh, the guys did a great job defining all those NFT contracts and all that. I'm not taking them the credit out of them. Uh, I just have a different point of view, and my history, our history back in time goes to uh, the times of BitShares and Steam. Steam
Yeah.
was the first social media on blockchain, and they did exactly that. They everything that we did on the social media, every post, every repost, every like, sorry, every interaction was actually a transaction on the
Yeah.
blockchain.
Yeah. But that, as we saw, it actually bloats
That
the blockchain.
that doesn't scale very well,
Yeah.
and although Steam was very performant because of the assumptions uh, made for it in relation to decentralization, right? There is a decentralization trilemma that um, shows like a triangle, and at the top you have decentralization, and at the bottom you have scalability and um, security, right? So you cannot have the three of them.
Yeah.
It's
You have to pick
impossible.
and choose, and
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So the choice done in Bitcoin is uh, it was the first, and is security and decentralization in uh, this favor of scalability, right?
Yeah.
That's why Bitcoin is not scalable, and that it doesn't have to, because it does well what it does. It's the most secure network of all,
Yeah.
and it is the most decentralized. So that is one important thing. But uh, on other chains, on the POS chains, and at that time on Steam, the requirements were different. So they uh, allowed a lot less security and a
Yeah.
lot less decentralization for their network in favor of scalability. So they were processing like thousands of or tens of thousands of transactions per
Yeah.
second easily,
Yeah.
and it was very one of the fastest networks of all, and it still is. If you go, if you check Steam, it's still alive. You can go there and check. And EOS is based on the same principles and the same base code, or Telos network as well, which is a
Hmm.
fork of EOS. So those are gigantically scalable networks.
Actually, there are
But
some other products that picked up on iOS and started just branched it,
yeah,
and they started from what they had at the moment. There is even a gaming platform that is a concurrent for Steam, for the gaming platform,
mhm.
and they are doing just fine, and it works marvelously.
Yeah, of course, the technology is very good. But the problem is that it's not decentralized most of the times. If you are wanting permissioned network, for instance, it's amazing, right?
Mhm.
But for a permissionless network, it's not as good, right? It's much
Yeah,
preferable Ethereum because it's a lot more decentralized, right?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
so uh, I'm really in favor of decentralization and permissionless in all the dApps and protocols, and this is why I really think that having that less than uh, achievable of that is not a very good thing. In the case of Lens protocol that we were talking about, Lens protocol is doing the same on chain. Everything is on chain. And I really think that with the technology that we have, that is uh, not optimal.
Mhm.
I think that it's probably better to have uh, content and all the things that users share on a social network on IPFS, using
Yeah, I do.
IPFS as the data layer for transactions. If you use the IPFS correctly, there are all the technologies that you need to implement this in a secure way and a decentralized way, uh, and use the on-chain part just for the security that you need to avoid people starting to say that they are what who they don't
Yeah,
be, right?
and that's how it's supposed to be. Blockchain technology is still very expensive.
Yeah,
Um, it's really hard to store stuff in a blockchain. It's really expensive, and we
and it
should
doesn't
take
scale
advantage.
well, and
It
it is not
doesn't.
meant to scale well for a social media network, because a social media network needs to have millions of
Yeah.
people, and if not billions,
Mhm.
and it's impossible to do that on chain.
Yeah, even
Uh,
though that you can look at the blockchain as a database, it's not a performance database.
yeah,
It doesn't have the performance of any database.
yeah, but you can. That is not a very big problem because you can have indexers and have your own
Yeah, but all off chain.
stuff off chain
Yes.
doing all that uh, big work. But
Yeah, but then you are bloating the blockchain.
but
So
then what's the point to have the blockchain in the first place,
yeah,
right? Uh, if you can securely and immutably store stuff on a decentralized network, a permissionless decentralized network for mostly free, really? What's the
yeah,
point of using blockchain, right? Because it's undoubtedly uh, provable that when you store something on IPFS by having the single
hash.
content ID,
Yeah,
you assure that that is really the content that you published. Nobody tampered with it.
exactly.
So, with that idea in mind, what I think is important is this distinction. What needs to be on chain and what can be off chain. And so, uh, we think that off chain content is a must. And
Yeah.
so, what needs to be on chain? Right? And I really think that what needs to be on chain is monetary value, right?
Well,
If
that has to be because that is
yeah,
you cannot store that off chain.
and your nickname needs to be uh, proved. You at least need to prove that you are
Mm.
yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah, indeed. And
So
the thing is, your identity is just as valuable as a currency
mhm,
if you use it like that. So if we are aiming to have a unique identity, you have to preserve it. You have to take care of it, and yeah,
just
it should
just
be
one
on chain
thing,
because it should be very secure.
just one thing that is very important in this discussion:
Mhm.
unique identity. Uh, there are some guys that started a project called WorldCoin, and they are scanning iris of people and creating unique identities of them. Okay, I think that is probably valuable for stuff like governments or corporations, but
What do you
my
mean? They are doing some sort of KYC?
yeah, with iris.
Really?
And yeah,
Wow.
uh, and and that is okay for me, but I had multiple opportunities to scan my iris and I didn't because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
uh, I am not giving them my eyeballs, not even other balls, because I don't really care. I really think that every human being can be himself if he wants,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Being
create
anonymous,
other
it's still
pseudonymous
very
if
important.
they feel like. And I think the world is a better place with that kind of possibility,
Yeah.
not just having a single identity. Of course, bad guys can do bad stuff, but so they can in real life, right? Uh, they just put something over their heads and they go through CCTV cameras and beat you out of nowhere, and you just can't do anything. So I really think that is a no go. having restrictions. I really think that this technology has to be uh, creating freedom, not incarceration.
Yeah, I do agree. And as I was saying, being anonymous is still very important when browsing the internet. Um,
And for instance, in my case, I have several identities naturally,
yep.
and I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah, of course.
At least I try. But sometimes I'm mean, but I am not bad. So I have my personal identity, PRC, uh, known on the cyberspace. Uh, but I am also a musician and a DJ, so I have my other personality, which is Colat. And I have also my personality for economic stuff. And what's bad with that? And if I start a new business, I will start another personality for that. And that doesn't make me a bad person.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get another Iris, right? For
Yeah, yeah,
that.
exactly.
So it doesn't
But
make sense.
if you want, you can still use the same identity for everything. So it's not like
But it doesn't
you
make
are.
sense because I don't want uh, people from music to interfere with my private life.
Yes, of
I don't
course.
want my private life to be following my business.
Yeah,
Uh, so it doesn't make any sense. It's natural to have several identities, and I really think we have more freedoms with that. So
mhm.
that's the point I want to make with that. I really think that a username shouldn't be unique. We can have several of those,
Yeah,
and we encourage that,
yeah,
right?
I do agree. Do you
Uh,
see this? Do you see this identity as an NFT?
um, I'm not sure, but from the top of my head, as we spoke about it, I think it might be because it's a simple NFT that just stores pointers to social networks,
Hmm.
and the social network can be entirely on IPFS. So at least my social graph of my content,
Yeah, yeah,
and for instance, I can have my content on IPFS and link it to my identity for uh, the Facebook Web3 based stuff, and for LinkedIn based stuff connect to my professional
mhm,
ID, and for Twitter Web3 version connected to my personal
yeah,
as well. And all of those contents live on my IPFS, and all my following uh, pins my contents so that they get notified when I do some stuff. Uh, and that creates resilience on the network because each of my followers actually has a copy of my own content. If they stop following me, they stop pinning my content. Uh, and it also allows, if I at least have a follower online, my content is visible on the IPFS network to anyone. Makes sense, right?
yeah. Yeah, it does.
And it doesn't make a requirement for any of these social networks to create transactions on chain besides verifying my identity,
Yeah,
because the social networks
but they will have
will.
to
will
change.
access my data on IPFS,
Yeah,
and
but they will have to change because they don't work like that.
yeah,
And that
but
is
I
an
don't
issue.
care about Facebook. They can close tomorrow. I'm not using.
Well, if you have a new social network, a new Facebook, that
I'm
uh,
talking about those. Those are the ones that interest me.
yeah,
Legacy Web2 shit, I don't care. So if people start a new network like Twitter or Facebook using Web3 standards, on chain, they will be very limited. What we want to create here is an alternative way so that people can start tomorrow a new network without having to have a wallet at all,
yeah,
not knowing
hmm
anything about wallets. The first transaction that they have to do on the blockchain is just for them to register their identity if they want to become the unique PRC in the world.
yeah,
If they don't need that uniqueness, they don't really care about blockchain at all. It's just a user and the password, and uh, the there is a blockchain address created for them in the process that they don't even know they have,
yeah.
and that address will just hold um, will be their decentralized identity, but will hold no funds at all. And since they don't have to do any transactions on chain, they will not have to pay any gas. So yeah, there will be just that. They will have one decentralized identity just because it's easier to make the jump to and it's one way for them to actually authenticate themselves into the app. But that's it. That's just that.
Have you thought of any way they can lose the identity?
Uh, of course, if they don't if they don't uh, have their ID registered, it's impossible because if they lose the password, they will probably lose the account, but they can create another one. So it's
Mhm.
not a big deal. They don't have any funds. They don't have anything really on that account. So it's just a matter of the ID and nothing more. But if they have a registered username, they should have the same care with their wallet as any other wallet, right? Because
Yeah.
if they
So
lose the private keys, or if they share their passphrase or mnemonic with someone, then someone can impersonate them.
so we are not contemplating any recovery mechanism.
Not at least for the hackathon, I don't think so. But
No, but
it might
ideally,
be in the roadmap, yes,
yeah.
because we can. There are a lot of ideas around that.
Mhm.
And one thing that I am interested in digging more is into Gnosis Safe.
Mhm.
So they are one of the partners,
Yeah.
and they have quite a few interesting concepts, like the concepts of smart wallets or smart contract wallets
Mhm.
and account abstraction stuff. So I think we need to dig more on that and see what synergies we can get from them or give them. Uh, to simplify this, and they have a few things to enable account recovery and so on, and even social recovery, like give your friends parts of your seed phrase or whatever, and they
Hmm.
join.
Yeah.
There are a lot of already created stuff for those things. We just need to find them and make use of those ideas, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
but we. So now that we shared a little bit about our idea, which is creating an identity with this in mind,
Hmm.
prepared for off-chain content, not on-chain. Um, yeah, we don't have much more information on this, right? Yeah, one thing that I would really enjoy with this project is to um, terminate with name squatters. I
You can
met
speak a
quite a
little bit
few.
about this.
I met quite a few name squatters in my life, big name squatters in events around the world, and actually, some of them are quite funny guys. We had a nice time together. Um, but I really think that they are taking huge chunks of money for a very low risk investment on their side. So the upside is tremendously bigger than the downside with the domain model, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Uh, so if you have something that has a fixed cost and very small fixed cost, domains usually go around $10 1 year, right? And you can sell those things eventually for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a fixed cost. Man, this is a very,
I
uh,
totally understand their business. It's
yeah,
totally worth it.
they are playing by the rules. I just don't agree with the rules. I think that we
Yeah.
can make better rules, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like the domain idea. I don't think it
Yeah.
serves well for usernames because uh, on any name service that I want to register PRC, it's either taken or I cannot register it because they either ask for too much money because it's a three-letter thing, or they someone registers it and asks for a bunch of money for me to do that.
Yeah.
There's always shit like that, and mainly some Chinese guy that wanted to register Public Republic of China uh, and prevents me from registering my lovely nickname. So, man, I'm tired of that shit.
It can be the other way around. You can buy from them
No, but it's easier. It's easier if you think that what's the
because
best way?
maybe they already bought it.
What's the best way for you to prevent name squatters?
Well, don't make it a business.
We can go that route, but you can also go another route, which is making everybody a name squatter. They will lose their gigantic upside.
I don't think so
Yeah,
because they have money to invest, and the normal people don't have.
but if they have money to invest and normal people can play by the same rules uh, with them, then they're probably uh, their work is a lot harder, and the
I don't
cost
think
is a
so.
lot bigger.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
And I'll tell you why. Because they will enter the business much earlier than the regular people.
Hmm.
Uh, so by the time you need your own nickname, your own identity, it will be taken because they took it on the first week that it was launched, or the first month it was launched, and you need it a year after. So it won't be available because they have huge amounts of money and they are just buying all the identities that they can and they think that will be profitable. So I don't think that making everybody a squatter will be the best of incentives.
It's not just what I'm talking about is giving everybody the same opportunity.
But you don't have the same opportunity because
Of course you
time
have.
and when you buy it, it's opportunity. So the thing is, if you are going
What
to
if you
buy it,
don't buy it?
that's another thing.
That's what I mean.
So you
So
rent it.
no. If you register a name, first of all, you don't own or you don't get that name immediately. You for registering a name, you have to bid on it and wait a certain time, like a month or a week or whatever we define, uh, without any other people bidding on it to win. So that creates an equal opportunity for everyone to participate. If they miss the first chance, then you will hold that name for a certain time or a period, like a 1 year, and afterwards, anyone can go back at you and bid the hell out of you, and usually increase your cost with that domain if you want to still keep it. And that goes on and on. So the name squatters might win on a first chance and have the domains for 1 year, but anyone can challenge them with a low cost because they had a low cost of entry and not the value that they want to ask for the domain. And if they want a higher value, they will have to climb and put the money. That makes a lot of difference.
I see a game there.
Yeah, I love it.
I see. Let's see if I can explain what I was thinking. So some guy just buys an identity. It will be his identity for 1 year. After 1 year, uh, everybody wants to take that identity. Okay,
Uh,
so well,
it's
not
not
everybody,
take the
but
identity, it's the name.
let's say
Take the
that
name.
yeah, the name.
Hmm.
So let's say there are 5 people that want that name. So they will be bidding against the owner of the name, the
Yeah,
current owner of the name. Uh, will that be permanent, or they have like also 1 month to finish bidding?
it will be the same rules. So they bid like I have mine for $10. They bid $11. Then the other guy $12, and I bid $20, and they stop bidding, and I win again. That's it.
Okay, so in my opinion, I don't like the time span. I don't like the idea of having any time uh, for the bidding. What if the bidding is always ongoing?
But then you have a problem because how can if I have my username for $10, you come and put $11, uh, I lose it immediately.
Well, not immediately. You have like some time to overbid.
And then if I am on vacation, and when I come,
Well,
you took it everything from me. That's a hard one.
yeah, that's a hard one. Yeah, yeah. Well, we can give it time. Yeah,
And also,
yeah. I
yeah,
see. But
but
what I was
the
saying
rules
is
can
that
be the same
yeah,
without.
what I was saying is that it doesn't need to be like yours for 1 year.
Yeah,
The game could be always ongoing. So after 6 months, if there is somebody bidding, you can have 1 month to overbid. Um, the only thing that I see there is that the amount can increase, and then uh, that name may lose the value, and the staking will be always on that level. So maybe after some time, you can uh, downgrade your stake and make it competitive again.
why should I?
To make it competitive, because
Competitive with
you,
what? If I
if
want
you
that
want,
money and
no,
if
no,
I
no,
have
no,
a
no.
bunch of money,
But
we
if
didn't talk about one thing for the viewers, which is the few ones that are still awake that click the like button. Uh, the idea is for the name registration to be free, completely free. So you don't have to pay for registering your name. You just need to stake. So if you want a name, you stake an amount, and if when you are done with it and you don't want it anymore, you just unstake and get your money back. That value that we are talking about is the staked value for that name. So if I have a big stake there, okay, I might want to take money back. Of
yeah,
course, I should be able to, but
and
then
not just that, because
I lose
if you want to,
security in the name, right?
yes, but if you eventually want to sell it and it's not that competitive anymore, you might want to downgrade the stake.
But I can sell it for less value than the staked value if I want to.
But you have
The
to
staked
level
value
it
is
by
mine.
the stake value.
That would
So
be dumb, but
if I want to bid, it will have I will have to guide myself by what is staked.
and another thing for the viewers, the idea for the stake works is that that money is always mine. I'm not able to sell it, or no one can take it from me, right? If Miguel outbids me, he will pay the full amount, and the amount that I got
Not
staked will
pay.
be
I will
returned back to
stake
me.
the full amount.
Sorry?
Well, I'm not paying anything. I'm staking the full amount.
Yeah. You
So
stake
yeah,
the full amount that you bid, and I receive the full amount that I got outbidded, and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah, exactly.
So,
What I was saying is, you might eventually want to. You can increase your stake if your name gets very competitive, but if you lose competition, you might want to downgrade it if you eventually want to sell it, because otherwise it will be always overpriced. So and we should make it a free market, kind of.
mhm. uh, I think that's an unstake feature that we can uh, allow the user to do, but it also makes it easier for anyone wanting that domain to outbid.
Yes,
So
that is the point.
yeah,
If you want to keep it up, you can just stay with all your stake in. But
Yeah, and I agree with you that the idea of having the domain or of having the username for a period doesn't make much sense because there is no security that you need because you are always able to get your money back, right?
yeah,
So if technically the name is free, why should you be granted any type of security? I'm okay with no security at all. So anytime that someone comes and wants to outbid me, they can. I
there
like
should
the
be a
idea.
timing. There should be a timing.
There is a timing, of course. If there is an auction started,
Hmm.
if there is a new bid, a new auction starts, and that auction should be only closed after the final bid and an extra big amount of days that the current owner or other one that is competing to get that name to outbid the higher bidder.
Hmm.
And as long as there is a new bid, that time resets.
Well, yeah, well, we're almost out of time, but some malicious things just came up to my
That's
mind,
good.
and
That's the best part. Let's go.
uh, yeah, but we are out of time
No, no
for
problem. No
this session.
problem. We can stay a little bit longer. I
Okay.
think that the viewers are not.
Okay, so imagine in current social media environment, there are very bad players. So if somebody or some group doesn't like me, they can just ruin my social media with that.
Why?
They just outbid me with a huge amount because they can just gather and put a lot of money together and just take my name. And if I'm making a reputation over my name, that can be taken from me.
Okay. What's the incentive for them to do that?
Just ruin me.
Why?
Just because.
Because that is just a
Just
username.
because they don't. No, no, no. Because they don't like me.
They
Because
are.
they don't like. Don't forget, we are talking about social media, and people are posting stuff.
Mhm.
Okay.
The content is still yours. Doesn't go with the account.
Well, but you are making
And that is
you are
happening a
making a
lot.
reputation over a name.
That is happening a lot. And I think that is a good point. Um, that goes in the idea of the verified usernames, stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and
Well,
I think
kind of, because the thing is, if people know that this name is representative of you as a person, um, there can be other similar names, but that single name is representative of you, and people kind of know that. There
mhm.
are other ones, but people mostly know that that represents you. The problem is when people know that this represents you and this name is taken from you. So on the sudden, it's not yours anymore. And you were building a reputation over that name.
Yeah, that is some food for thought there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can do that asynchronously here because we are getting on time. Uh, I just wanted to ask the viewers if you are listening to this in the next 2.5 weeks, we will be dealing with this project. Uh, Join us on Telegram. Give us ideas that you like. Help us out. We will be hacking the hell out of this hackathon.
Yeah.
And
Smash that like button, please.
if you are
It's really
still
good for
if you are
us.
still
It
already
helps us a
sleeping,
lot.
have a great night. Um, but the I really think that the community can bring us ideas so that we can think of those and try to build something for all of us. And don't forget, next Monday we will be here again on this at the same time. And during the weekend we will be discussing more this project, and we will catch up on Monday with you all.
Yeah,
So
we will bring news for sure on Monday.
yeah, and thanks for joining us in this mission. Uh, we are always in the mission of decentralizing the world wisely,
Yeah.
but this is a month where we will have another mission, which is decentralizing social media for this hackathon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned. Love you all. Come back Monday for more info, and see you then.
See you next episode, guys.
Cheers. Bye bye.